Hello and welcome back everyone, and we are going to be adding some more stuff to the Create Escape Room, or more specifically just building around it. Let me go ahead and make the stream public first though. Okay, we should be live, should be public, everything should be set. Now, today we're going to be building some more stuff onto the Create Escape Room, as you can tell by the title. Let me go ahead and do the normal start of stream prep, and then I'm going to get into plan. Okay, there we go. Link to the stream is now in the Discord server. Let me go ahead and get the stream set up on my phone. Okay, there we go. Now, the plan for today is simple. I am not quite happy about how I left this place off last time. I've been thinking, and I noticed that, the player who does not go up the elevator does basically nothing. So I'm gonna change that. I don't know how yet, but I'm gonna think of some ideas and I'm gonna try to. Let me go ahead and make a goal if anyone wants to do that. Okay, there we go. There's a goal for if anyone wants to help out with that. Would be greatly appreciated, but also, if not, then no problem there. I'm gonna start a poll as well. Okay, there we go. We got a poll set up. I think that's gonna get some interesting answers. We'll see how that one goes. Okay, now, let's get into it. I think, as I said, I want to make it so that the player who stays downstairs has to do more. I'm not quite sure how much more or what yet, but I definitely do think that. I also think that I'm going to take, I already kind of did a little bit, I'm going to keep this whole deadly area right here as kind of like a fake out. But the rope doesn't go far enough for you to get across it, and even if you cross it anyway, I'm taking away the way down over here. This is entirely just a fake out now, will not benefit anyone, and yeah, because that just diminishes all the stuff I did down the tower and the confusion room and all that, and I really don't want that to just not even be seen, potentially. And yeah, I really just don't like the idea of that not having anything to do with the rest of the build, so I'm not gonna do that. I liked the idea, but I don't think it's viable in the long run, or at the end of the day. Now, the big question is, how do I get more for the person who stays downstairs to do? Because I really don't quite know. I'm gonna give myself night vision real quick. Let's see. Okay, that's only for 30 seconds because I forgot to do infinite. There we go. Now, the person who stays upstairs has to go all the way around, then they go down the tower, do a whole puzzle there, where they have to fix an engine alone. Or not fix an engine, but power this alone. And then they have to go all the way down here, and they get super confused by this room with no lights. Which, by the way, let me check how... Okay, it's not dark enough with full brightness where they can't do anything. I think that's important. It needs to have some light in here. And I think this is perfect. But yeah, so they have to do a lot before they get to the same area. And I do want them to meet up still. But yeah, I'm starting to think maybe not like this. Because with this method, this goes down, the player who's down here goes up, and then by the time they get down, the other player is just also up here, or also down here with them. Like, there's nothing else for this person to do aside from this room that isn't even a create-based puzzle. And yeah, it just feels like a bit of a cop-out. Because there's... think just in the terms of numbers of puzzles, after they split up, say the kitchen puzzle and the dining room puzzle are each their own, kind of. So that's one. And then... that's a bigger puzzle for the person who goes up to the kitchen, actually, because they have to fix the whole area. So we've got more like 1.5, actually. But we'll call it 1. And then they have to go all up the stairs, and then they have to do the puzzle where they open the valve and unlock the door with the molten iron flowing in on them. And then they have to do the area after that where you try not to die. And then they have to fix the engine, then they have to fix the other stuff. They have to be bringing stuff around with them this whole time. And then what does the person down here do? They go through a walkway, then they come down here. There's 1 step compared to like 5. And yeah, I just really wish that I never even planned it like this, honestly. Because I was gonna say I wish I had more ideas for how to change it, but that's not even it. I designed it in a way where I don't even know how to change that. So, here's what I'm gonna do. Here is what I'm gonna do. I have an idea. We're gonna go simple with this. I'm gonna get a redstone link, and I'm gonna get a trapdoor. Now, specifically, I need a trapdoor that... Okay, a copycat iron trapdoor is actually perfect. That... I don't know if it can be more perfect than that. Let's see. What would be a good block to have here? Okay, so yeah, that's not opening on its own as I would hope, as I would assume. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this a bit lower actually, because this is a little bit high up still. I'm gonna go down to maybe like right here, and then we're gonna go this way. And I think we should have all the room I could need. So then, yeah. I'm gonna have a redstone link back here. It's gonna have trapdoor, and be on receiving. Now, the big question is... Let's see real quick. Big question is, what block do I put here? Because I want it to seem different. I want this block that I put in the copycat block to not just be something like that. Because that's a little bit too hard to distinguish. I want it to have more uniqueness to itself. Like, I want them to know there's probably something up with it. So what's a good block for that? The other thing is I don't want it to be too obvious that there's something under it. Like, for example, that's why I'm not doing a normal trapdoor, or a normal iron trapdoor, or leaving it like this. Because I do want it to not be see-through. I don't want them to know what's under this. But they can't know that there is something under it for sure. Well, I guess they might look at it and see copycat iron trapdoor, but I don't really care about that. Could be helpful if I took Jade out of this mod pack, but I don't think that they are gonna be that led astray by the info that it actually technically is a trapdoor. But yeah. Froglight, solid option. I don't think it's the option, but it's not bad. Dusk bricks. Y'all know I'm a fan of those. Same thing with industrial casing. Those are both very solid, very good options. Let's see if there's any other create decor blocks. I could do like a block of experience or something. It wouldn't fit the style, but I feel like it could work. Wouldn't be too terrible. What if one of the puzzles has them fixing a chocolate fountain? That'd be so funny. And they have to figure out both the fluid and the rotational force. And then the redstone. That'd be great. I might have to do that. But yeah, let's keep looking for a good block choice, and I guess I'll just have to see what I find. See if anything fits the idea. It would be kind of nice to have this whole area as like an elevator, but I also don't want to do that because then that would mess up the look for when you're actually looking at the area, if that makes sense. I don't think it does, but it makes sense to me, you know? Makes enough sense. Okay, yeah, so I think I need to just see what the best looking out of these options is. Because, yeah, Block of Experience is solid. I like it, it draws attention. And then that way I can have them go around in a circle doing puzzles, and then finally get to one that says, you know, return to the XP and see what's changed, and it'll be kind of confusing instead of just return to the industrial iron sheet metal and see what's changed. You know? Now, the next option would be that. I think that works perfectly with the look of the area, and it's unique enough where it is its own thing still, which I'm a big fan of. I think that this is a definite contender. That definitely isn't. I don't mind it, it's just not great. Same goes for this. It does blend with the ladder as well, but I don't think that's necessarily a good thing. Same thing with that. These sheet metals just don't do it for me, you know? Dusk bricks, they work for everything, but not this. And then industrial casing comes back to the same issue of blending in with the ladders, but not in a good way. Okay, yeah, so I think it's down to these three. I think the frog light is solid. I am a big fan of it. The brass is probably my least favorite out of these three, but I think it looks the best in terms of fitting with the theme. So, I really don't know. I don't think I'm going to use the frog light. I think it's going to be one of the other options. And I think it's going to have to be the experience. It's just looking too good. Okay, let's see. Now, from there, we need a little corridor here, and then this is going to lead to a greater room right here. I think that's good. Let's go /wand. Okay, that's good to know that this is this area. And then I think I'm gonna go maybe like this. Or actually, wait. I want more room for this first area to the left, I think. Yes, so for example, they're gonna go in, and then this is what they're gonna be met with. And then they're gonna go around, and another room will be here. It'll go right, another room on the other side of this, and then it's gonna circle back around, and this is gonna be a secret door. Now, I do think I need a different design for this area than I have for everywhere else. I think that this needs to be kind of a little bit more unique, a little bit more its own place. No, I got rid of the buttons. Oh no. That's good to know, though. Now I know that I can't break those. I don't know if I was really intending on it anyway, but I'm gonna have to cover those up somehow, which is perfect since this is the wall. Shouldn't really be too much of an issue. Oh, I just had a lag spike there for a second. Okay, so then we're gonna go do this. And that's all for this room. I need a wall, floor, and a roof. Now, I think that I need maybe some green? It's a slow chat day, so I can't really ask opinions right now, but I'm kind of torn between the blue bricks, if I want to do it more of like a normal build, or if I want to do the verdant bricks, if I want to kind of go freaky with it. I think since I'm going to be using the XP block here, I really like these bricks. They're not too outlandish of a green, and they work pretty well with the other stuff, I feel like. Could be wrong. Yo, Yeet in chat, how are you doing today? Sorry I'm late, how am I first? I have no idea. Not in like a expecting people to join, but Chess was already asking about the stream, and he's not even here yet. Let's see. Anyway, I'd say do a vanilla survival series, but do like very grand builds. That's the issue. I'm looking for a very, or not very, but a shorter series. If I was to do another, like a survival streaming series. And those ideas, I feel like, would be shorter than grand builds in survival. But that is a good idea. I'm good, how about you? I'm also doing good. Had a giant bowl of ramen just before this started. It's just sad, 22 minutes in and I'm first. Oh, you know, a little bit upsetting, but no worries there. The only issue is figuring out what block choices to use, because I do like these bricks for the floor. That's for certain. They're growing on me. Ooh. If I want to mix in and have, like, slightly different color. It's hell on keyboard. How come? Like, what's wrong with it? let's see, I think since I'm going with more of a unique floor block, I need to go a bit more normal for the wall. Maybe polish tough? Or cut tough? Either that or deep slate. I am thinking for right now. Limestone's also pretty solid. I'm gonna try it. Scorchio would be pretty okay, but I don't want this room to be that dark and dreary. Like, it's gotta have some flavor and some color to it, you know? Let's see, it's not like a steering wheel where you can softly turn. Oh, that would do it, yeah. Forgot about that. Okay, so yeah, for now, we're gonna go ahead and start with the tough. See how this looks. It's not great, but it's not bad either. I mean, I did say I wanted kind of a muted wall block, and I don't think it gets more muted than this color. Let's see. And I just went airborne at 150 miles per hour. You know, that's not quite ideal. I don't think cars are supposed to do that. But also, okay, here, wait. If you're able, give a quick opinion on this. Let me set up a design for each option here. With this floor, what do you think works best? Because yeah, right now I'm really not sure. I could potentially mix and match, but I don't really want to do that. Limestone, I can't lie. Okay, same. I like all of them, but I do think I was kind of leaning more towards the limestone, I must admit. I could also mix the limestone like this with the tough or something else as the trim on the bottom. I kind of like it. Ooh, I just noticed that I had put normal limestone and not cut limestone. The contrast is really good. Can't lie, I really don't like the greenish of the bricks. Fair. I don't know, I wanted to use something a bit more unique, and I was using this for a trapdoor that's going to be moving later. So the green theme kind of transitioned over. And yeah, I might change it, but for now I'm kind of liking it. For now, I'm gonna use the tough pillars for the trim, because I'm kind of liking it. And then maybe the normal cut tough for the ceiling. It's a little much with the night vision, but I feel like... Let's see, the regular limestone would look really good with the deep slate one. Let's try it. I think I gotta agree. Let me check, since this is directional. Okay, so it changes in a way of, like, if it's on its side, but not like that. Interesting. Your car did a boom boom. Oh no. A tragedy. But yeah, I do think once I have a more normal lighting in here, I think the normal cut tough will be alright for the ceiling. Because yeah, it's... As I said, cut tough is just like the block for not bringing attention to itself. Like, if I was to change the color of the back rooms and have it keep the same feeling, I think this is the color it would have to be. Call it backrooms gray, you know? But yeah, let's see. What should we do for lighting in here? I think we're gonna have to go with the old reliable. Let's clear... Ooh! I forgot that that lights it up for you. Okay, that might have to change my answer. But for now, I'm gonna get a light bulb. And we're gonna plop it not in the center of the room, but right over there. And then, yes, so the player is going to have to open a door right there somehow. Let's see, what other options do I have for depots? I think this one's gonna probably be the best. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and throw a wrench on here. Perfect. And I'm gonna set up some system here, and then I'm gonna break it. And our first puzzle is gonna be repairing it by twisting and turning things around with the wrench. Simple puzzle. You eviscerated your car? Oh no. Okay, as for the door itself, I think I'm just gonna do all reliable. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a creative motor and sequenced gear shift, mechanical bearing, and then I think I need to do, not think, but I feel like I should do a different kind of block. Like, I think it should be obvious that this is a door. which sounds kind of dumb, but yeah, I feel like that couldn't hurt, you know? Or nah. I'm just gonna do it like normal. Now the car has lost all its wheels and the engine is hanging out of it. You should probably put the engine back in. That's like step one to a bad time. Okay, we're gonna grab a redstone link. We're gonna grab the color combo for this room, just because that's easy. And we're gonna do that. Now, the next thing I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to go ahead and put this color combo into the redstone links that I've used, because I don't want to forget. And then I need the one for the trapdoor as well. There we go. When in doubt, go flat out. Exactly. Okay, we're gonna put a dark oak button there. I think that looks pretty good in my book. Please, we need a BeamNG drive stream. I mean, as I've said, I do still have it installed. Or I have the game at the very least, if not installed. But yes, so now I just need to set up the rotational force. Which means, right... Ooh, can't be putting anything there. Right here, I'm gonna go ahead and put the rotation. Now, we're gonna go into create. We're gonna grab the usual suspects. And I'm gonna grab an andesite casing. Ooh, I don't know why I'm having some lags, spikes. That's kind of concerning. Okay, so that can't go there. Okay, yeah, so you can get through there. You can still get through, but it's a little more cramped that way. Okay, yeah, so I think as long as I go ahead and set this up right, we should be good in terms of confusion. I have a kind of evil idea. I'm gonna put a large cogwheel down there, and that's gonna be the one that you need to fix. How visible is that? Not at all. Okay, I mean, technically it is, but whoever's playing this will not be noticing. I am almost certain of it. Let's see, I can't wait to get a part-time job. Gonna save up for a gaming PC. Oh yeah, you're still just on a laptop, right? Okay, technically all of this... Yes, a laptop, and the model is older than you. Okay, yeah, you should definitely save up for a gaming PC. That's just sad at that point, man. Okay, yeah, so then I just need to make it all line up over here, which might even be harder than the rest of the build, if I'm being honest. Actually, wait, no, this is going to be immensely easy. Okay. So, there's going to be several little fake-out options. I'm kind of tempted to try to have more things running off of it back here, so they have to fix both. I think that's what I'm gonna do, honestly. Okay, yeah, I think this is gonna be a solid option for this room. Okay, time to check and make sure the door works. That's next most important part. Okay, I think we want it to turn 90 degrees that way. Whitney Redstone Pulse. Turn. End. Yo, Hurry. Not quite sure how to pronounce your name. Sorry about that. Welcome to the stream, though. How are you doing tonight? Okay, so yeah, that opens the door perfectly fine. Leads into the next room, and then I press it again. Closes. Opens. No need for any, difficulty. Pretty good. Can I see the escape room? Absolutely! I am going to be doing a video of the full escape room once it's done, as well as making my friends try to escape it. But, for right now, it's all kind of cramped. I've tried to make the most out of the space that I gave myself. But, let me give you a rundown. So, the theme of the build itself is kind of like an old Victorian house, you know? I'm still decorating the outside. I'm not this bad at building. But yeah, I gave myself kind of like just the shape, the general theme. And then you go inside. I'm not going to explain all the puzzles because it's kind of a lot, I'm going to be honest. But yeah, you go inside, you have to figure this one out. There's a couple of specific things that you need to do, specific ways to turn things. But then that brings you into this room, where you have to kind of figure out how to get this rotational force up to here. If the people playing this will understand that, which I'm hoping they will. Let's see, that's a lot of cogs. Exactly. It's meant to... A lot of this build is meant to confuse people into thinking things are more complicated than they are. So, for example, all this boils down to is just doing that. And that's all. And then a piston door back here opens. Are the cogs a trick? Exactly. In a lot of parts of this build, as I was saying, I just do a bunch more than what's needed, just for the purpose of confusion. Like, for example, this is one of the rooms, and sorry to give a spoiler, but the answer to this room is literally just to start the furnace. And that's all. But there's so much going on, and so many other things to look at and see, and so many things moving, that it's probably going to take them a while to do that. So yeah, I think this will be a fun room. And that's not how all the rooms are, to clarify. I'm not that boring. But yeah, so like this one, you have to find the rotational force, or the rotational power, find a way to get it up here. But these two cogs alone will not let you do that. I think it would be better to add like red herrings, things that you can do, but do nothing. Exactly. Or, not exactly, I don't know why I said that. That furnace was your idea? Okay, yeah, I forgot if it was yours or Chess. But yeah, thank you very much for that idea, Yeet. But yeah, things that look like they do things but aren't are kind of what I've also been trying to do. Hate to spoil another puzzle, but yeah, as I was saying, this one gives you a large cogwheel and a normal cogwheel, but those can't make this reach this. Like, I don't think there's any way that they can reach, if I remember right. That was my goal, at least. Even if you were to go... Oops. Don't want to be doing that. Even if you were to try like that, like, it still won't reach. So, what the player has to do, they're going to be in here figuring out, like, wait, these won't connect, why won't they connect, where's the other cogwheel? But then they're going to get the cogwheel, the crank cogwheels are going to drop in the room before this one. And then, yes, so they basically do that until a little elevator comes down here. One player goes inside, goes up to the kitchen, and then there's this whole puzzle where you have to make specific food items and then fix this machine here. And then you basically go up some staircase over here. Let me fix this up. So are they unable to break things? It's kind of complicated. It's generally not allowed for people to break things, but in some areas, like for example, if you're being told to fix something, then it's going to be allowed to break the things you place. But generally, aside from that, it's not allowed. And yeah, I'm hoping the people who play this will kind of figure that out. And worst case scenario, in the actual video, I'll be there to kind of help and answer questions. But yeah, so up in the kitchen, you kind of figure out the puzzle here, move on to this area, and then you've got this whole staircase up to the attic. Nice little spooky area, very old and overgrown. Then you get here, basically this area, if you don't, or even if you do it perfectly fast enough, it will flood the room, pretty much. So I'm being careful not to step on anything or start anything, because it's a pain to clean up. Dang, I'm lagging kind of bad. And then yeah, so you just kind of continue over here. You got to go through here. This is a another fake out right here. Let me see real quick. Maybe add something that like is a crank that sounds like it's doing something. Also an amazing idea. Yeah, that's a wonderful idea actually. I might need to do that. But yeah, so this is another little fake out because I was going to have kind of a choose your own adventure area here, but chose against it. So this is just completely nothing, and they might die trying to get to it, so that's a fun little detail. But you go through here, there's this whole tower. Oh yeah, I forgot that closes automatically. Okay, good. And then yeah, you go up here, you gotta grab some stuff. And then you just basically repair a machine here to power the hypertube. And then you go down to that confusion room. And that, for the most part, brings us to where I've been building right now. There is a little bit more, but it's very hard to get to the area that I'm actually, or that I didn't show yet. And then basically the idea behind this puzzle is that I'm going to turn a bunch of the important mechanics with a wrench, and there's going to be a wrench here, and they're going to have to figure out how to turn them back and fix it. So that's going to be fun. Bear in mind, the people who are going to be playing this do not play Create. One of them does a little bit, but not really Create. They just kind of play a mod pack with Create. And the other one has never played Create at all. Nice escape room, it's cool. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yo, Liminus, how are you doing today? How you been? But yeah. So, once again, one of the main strategies for this isn't necessarily difficulty, just more so confusion. You're making a GD level? Oh, Geometry Dash. Very nice. How's that going? Yo, it's fellow escape room guy. I was gonna point out the other day. I find it funny that I've upgraded. I'm not just the escape room guy anymore. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out what to build over here. I think step one is going to be making this room actually possible. Like, let me rephrase. I need to make this room actually have the right size and shape and all that to it. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna take down this wall. There we go. It would be almost funny if there's a crank you gotta hold, but seems like a red herring. If you hold it long enough, it'll unlock the exit. That would be really funny. I don't know if I really know how to do that, in all honesty, but I might have to try. Or more so, like, how I would make something where it would actually work the way you're explaining. I could potentially... I'm trying to think of other things I could do like that. Potentially I could make it where you use a crank and it just slowly turns like a door or something at like 1 RPM. Bro, my friend's got to bring a speaker to school, hide it somewhere, and just play random noises. That's a pretty solid idea, I must agree. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna do this room as like a continuation of this one, where you have to fix a machine again. But it only works if you fixed the entirety of this machine. And then... let's go ahead and set this as... there we go. We're gonna keep the general room design going. Blaze, what's the funniest thing you've done that you can talk about? I love that you understand that there are things that I wouldn't be able to talk about. That's a good question. Let me think for a second, and I'll see if I can come up with an answer. I was tame, my friend was not. Oh god. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the same roof design as well, but 1 block lower. I would kind of like the idea of making this door close on its own after you go in. but I also don't think that'd be a good idea considering that this is going to rely on if you fixed this properly. And I don't believe they're going to, if I'm being honest. So yeah, I think I might have to do a little bit differently on that idea. But yeah, let's go ahead and grab all the materials again. Yeah, I'm trying to think of something, and nothing's coming to my brain. Let's see. You have a brain? It comes and goes. Idea, make a thing you have to create an item using a bunch of machines to get through. That kind of has already been done. Not in a bad way, I still like the idea. I'm just trying to think about, like, possibility-wise. That's kind of what the puzzle in the kitchen is. Because you have to basically make a specific type of food, and then it goes into a, whatchamacallit, then it goes into a item sorter to make sure that you made the right thing. The Georgie idea is always fair-witting. I'm surprised that I immediately remembered what you mean by that. I guess true. But yeah, as I was saying, I still like the idea. I'm just trying to think of another, like, execution I could do for that. Also, I'm doing this area just for the looks of the gears, honestly. So I'm just going to do those just because I'm going to be using things here. I could... I think it may have been Luminous or someone else suggested another idea to, basically have the person try to make a, like a precision mechanism or something else like that. Like one of those types of crafting recipes. And I do think that could be a fun idea, but once again, the people who are going to be playing this are not very, very into the create recipes. Okay, so that can't be there. I'm gonna switch that. Once again, I'm just kind of doing a lot of things going on. And then we're just kind of gonna see where it takes us, you know? Oh, I hate making a precision mechanism. Same. They're terrible. Once again, I'm not trying to build something that works. I need to clarify that. I'm just trying to build something that does something weirdly and confusingly. Here's an idea you have to fix and start a boiler, as there's 2 things wrong with it. Boy, have I got news for you about the ending. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you about the ending. Okay, so... okay, that was a bit of a failure on my part. Basically, past this iron trap door, the ladder keeps going down, you get to this room, and this was the original ending for the part where the second person would be alone. Because as I said, like, the person who goes upstairs has to do a lot, but the other person basically just went through a hallway and then got to here. So that's why I'm trying to change that by adding more rooms right there for the person who doesn't go upstairs. So yeah, this is just a bunch of buttons, and then it opens a door over here, and you basically need to rely on the person who went upstairs to bring down some more coal to power this. And there's this little book saying, you know, I could have sworn I left some coal in the attic. Too bad there's no one there. Kind of, once again, hinting that the other person could bring it. And I will give a little spoiler here. There's gonna be some coal in here. I completely forgot to put it in there. Let's get a stack of coal blocks, put it right in the middle. And then that'll open a door right here that leads to a steam engine that's completely broken and you have to fix it. I will say there's a few more than 2 things wrong with it. There's quite a few things missing, but it's mostly working and functional. You just basically have to add a few things to it. So yeah, hopefully they'll be able to figure this out. Once again, I'll be around in the actual video, so they'll be able to ask questions and such. And then that'll open a big door right here that leads to the exit. Why is there a block missing right there? I should probably change that, or fix that. Geez, everything's broken with it. Yeah, I'm putting a lot of faith in them. Probably too much faith, I'm gonna be honest. Gonna start the stream pretty late. Okay, Chess, I started like an hour ago, buckaroo. Brochacho. By the time I actually started the stream, it was the normal stream start time. But yeah, so... just had to demonstrate the fact that your idea already was in the build, funny enough. No, but oh, so like you were planning to join late. Okay. I get your point now. I'm picking up what you're putting down. That's fair. I didn't say this late, dang. But no, I just was eating and didn't know how long it would take. And yeah. Was basically giving myself an out in case I ended up taking like an hour to eat. Okay, yeah, I think this setup here should be pretty sufficient. It would be funny if I made this the area that opens the next door. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna yet. I think the most important part really is just figuring out where to build the next door. Let's see, I feel like I'm in the middle of a bunch of things I don't know about. What do you mean, like with the create stuff or with the stuff they're saying? Okay, I think I'm gonna do the next door. Maybe like right here. Comments? Yeah, as Yeet said, don't mind them. There is a Discord server if you would like to join. That's kind of where most of the context that actually makes sense is from. But yeah, once again, don't mind them. I would, however, very much so suggest joining the Discord server. Pretty goated. It's called Flash Advertising. You know, kind of still meaning to switch the name of it, but for now. I have an idea for the next room. The next room isn't going to be a puzzle. I've been wanting to make a room like this for a long time. I just need to think about how. I usually don't join random Discord calls. Fair enough. It's just a server, so no call, but also fair enough. I generally don't either. Well, if you would ever like to, the link to it is in the description of all my streams and videos. And yeah, generally there's channels for Minecraft and other games, and I do a ping when I'm about to stream. But yeah, so let's get to making the door. As I was saying, I don't really want to make this the door, but I kind of think it might be an alright option. Let's see. No, Blaze, you forget to ping the Discord. It happened one time. I remembered this time. I'm gonna add some more stuff over here. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with this room. Hardest part now is just making it not work somehow. But we'll get to that at the end. For now, though, I just need to bring the rotational force down here. Let's see. Have school holidays soon, week and a half. Very nice. Congrats in advance. Wait, I got an idea. Make a room where it's an open exit at the end of a corridor, but there's conveyors on the bottom pushing you back at max power. Okay, that's a whole lot better than my idea. That's gonna be the next room. I'm gonna do the idea I have, and then that's gonna be the next thing that gets you to the last part. Guess what I'm cooking up right now? I agree with Yeet. My guess is potato. I think that's a very solid guess. Oops. Okay, yeah, so I need this to turn reversed. Wait, new redstone pulse. And there we go. Because fun fact, you can crouch on conveyors to not be pushed back. Exactly. You're making a horror map. Very nice. But yeah, I learned that from another, not an escape room actually, one of those videos where someone is making their friends break into a create safe house. I think it was Rage Gaming. Yeah, Rage Plays Games. I saw that exact video and learned that from him too. Nice! Maybe I'll also throw in a spot where you have to jump over turntables. Question, are playtests open soon? As soon as the build is done, I will put the map in the Discord server. So, pretty soon, yeah. There's not a ton left to do for this. But yeah, so... I'm willing to playtest. Sounds good. I will say I don't think it'll need a ton of testing, just because I've been testing it throughout the build. But that's also completely forgetting about all the stuff that I've either temporarily made not work, so that I don't break things, or things that I just haven't tested at all, so that would actually be absolutely great and help a ton. But yeah, you'll of course end up seeing when the build is done, because I'll be streaming it. And yeah, you're also forgetting that people have different skill levels. That too. That is a very important factor. As I've said too, the people who are going to be playing this are not, or the people who are going to be playing it in the video, are not create mod players. If you can't solve it skill issue, let them suffer. Oh yeah, no, I'm not going to necessarily make it easier if they struggle. That's just a sign that I did it right. Okay, next room. I'm actually going to widen the room by 1. Never mind, can't do that way. Let me give myself night vision real quick. Please do multiple teams in the video, I'll volunteer. Ah yes, telling your friends to get past a conveyor that pushes them back, but they have no idea how to get how not to get pushed. It is gonna be wonderful. It's gonna be great, actually. They're gonna have no idea. It's gonna be so funny. Quit dreaming about a collab. I mean, something like that would be viable, but this build isn't really built with teams in mind, since you meet back up after. Potentially, it could definitely handle a couple teams of 2. It just wouldn't be like a race type of thing. We'll see. I'll think about the idea. But yeah, for now, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. And then here's what's gonna happen, okay? I'm gonna have... Let's see. Okay. I have a very specific idea, once again. And it's gonna be great. Okay, so yeah, we're making this hallway here, right? And this that's actually all this is gonna be. It's just gonna be a hallway, nothing else. I don't think this is gonna be possible, but it's gonna be funny. Maybe I'll take this part out. I think that'll make it a bit more fair for what I'm planning. You are aware of what that is? I can't say I was aware, no. Tool assisted speed run. Interesting. A long, inconspicuous hallway? Exactly. This isn't gonna be moving in any way at all. This isn't. Nothing concerning is gonna be happening with this hallway. It's gonna be a very immensely normal hallway. Let me go ahead and get the super glue. Now I just need... In most games, it's used to find the perfect run for a speed run. Interesting. There will be no conveyors that push you back very fast. No, there won't be any in this one, but that, as I said, that's going to be the next room that takes you back to this area right here, and then through a door right here. I have a different plan for this room. I have plans, but I can't there because the haters will sabotage me, you know. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put the button right here. Okay, not quite the direction I wanted, but it works. I kind of like that it goes that way, because it kind of makes this area cramped a little bit. I like it. There'll be nothing bad happen, just a normal hallway. Exactly. To be fair, it's not something bad happening. It's just something fun happening. That's all. Let's see. We're gonna go ahead and... We're gonna grab a creative motor. A powered toggle latch. I think it's the clutch that does what I want it to do. Redstone link, and for this one I'm gonna be using some honey glue. Now, what we're gonna be doing, we're gonna have, let's see. We're gonna have a pressure plate. Let's go with a copycat pressure plate. I'm not sure where I want the pressure plate to be. I think right here might be good because there's not really much of a way for you to avoid it. Oh no, it's honey glue. That's a great place to start a build. Also, I genuinely screamed playing the broken script today. You know, fair enough. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Here's the game plan, okay? We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna glue this entire room starting about here. Going up to here. We're gonna push it up a block, push it that way, push it that way. And that should be everything I want for it. What if you used rope as decoration? That's a good choice. Use limestone stairs if they exist, instead of the blocks right here. These were mostly just a placeholder as something to remind me to make it so they can't jump over the pressure plate. Not gonna sugarcoat it is a funny achievement. It really is. Okay, I'm really trying to think. How do I want to actually go about doing this? Okay, yeah. I've figured it out. Y'all are gonna love this. Oh yeah, I forgot that it has to actually be powered from the start. Also, wait, do mechanical bearings not move things with honey glue? That's gonna be annoying. Give me create pack to play. That makes me think it's bad. I mean, you can probably see what the plan is from just this setup here. If you can't, then you're in for a fun surprise, but Luminous, do you just mean to send you the mod pack? Okay, let me clear this out a little bit more. Give me some room. We're gonna stop that for now. Just a fun pack to play. Oh, fair. I don't know. Usually when I play Create, I make my own mod pack. Mechanical bearings are from Create only on Angry. Fair. Good to know. I always forget that. Well, let's get rid of that then. Time to go the boring way of using normal super glue. Okay, that works. Now we're gonna go ahead and do this. Let's see. I'm making a tech pack that's kind of medium to hard difficulty, but I need to finish the quests. Fair. Which horror mod should I play? Arachnophobia, I think it's called. The one that adds just huge-ass spiders. Okay, so basically, here's the idea. What the goal of this room is that they're gonna come in here. They're gonna step on that pressure plate, and then let's turn this down to 1 for now. And yeah, that's the plan. Good idea, but I'm scared of cockroaches, not spiders. I think they might have cockroaches in that game too, but if not, then play Alex's mobs. Geez, that's trippy. Exactly. Wait till you see the way it looks when you're actually inside the spinning room. This should be perfectly 5x5 in terms of the actual size, so I don't think it should be an issue if I stop it where it's not supposed to be stopped. But yeah, it's not a great place to be inside of. Ideally, why on earth did it do that? Ideally, I would do a bigger room like this, but I think this is a kind of fun way to incorporate this without it being too difficult. Oh no. How do I stop it? Let me just go in here. There we go. And just like that. Okay, so yeah, then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a door right here, I think. And that's gonna be the only way out. What if you did that exact thing with a clock bearing on second hand? That is a wonderful idea. Except this world has the, no, daylight cycle. So it would be a bit slower, that's for sure. That would be a fun idea for another build, though. Could also do a windmill bearing. Just put one, or just the minimum sails on it. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get some redstone stuff going. Let's go ahead and toggle. I don't think it needs to be daylight setting. Oh, good. I'll try it. Or I can try it at the very least. Let's see. For this, I'm gonna just do... boom and boom. There we go. Okay, now we test. So, by all means, this should start spinning the room as soon as I step on it. Feels evil to do that. To do what? The, normal mechanical bearing, or what are you referring to? Add a scoreboard that shows how much time you were in the room? Not a bad idea. In the room as in the whole building, or like how much time you took per room? Okay, yeah, this is good. This is a good room. Oops. That's not where that's supposed to end up. Feels evil to make it spin because it looks very trippy. The whole escape room? I could do that, yeah. If you were referring to how much time per room, that was going to be a lot harder. But yeah, feels evil to make it spin because it looks very trippy. What would the clock bearing do differently in that case? Like, what's your... Wait, what if I just click the pressure plate 2 times? That's a good point. Hmm. Usually I would make it where, okay, yeah, no, I'm just gonna make it where they can't go back. Easy fix. It takes so long for it to get back to its original placement. Make the plate delete itself after you step on it? Even better idea. But yeah, so it works perfectly. I just need to find a good placement. Let's see, I had to point that out because I would prefer them not cheating it. Good point. I did not put those two together. But yeah, I think I prefer the mechanical bearing because I can actually start and stop it. Otherwise, it would just always be going if it's the clock bearing. But it's not a bad idea by any means. I think... Let's just go simple with this, I think. And I think I'll probably just put a piston, like, right there. And it'll push the pressure plate. Okay, I have an imp car now. What does that mean? You clock bearing can stop and start. It completely resets if you stop it. I completely forgot about that. That might be better, yeah. Okay, here, wait. I'm not gonna break all this yet. I am gonna check if the clock bearing can still work with no daylight cycle. I also have to come up here to make sure to set these up, because I've been keeping track of the combos that I'm using, because I don't want to accidentally use them again. It's LMP. Okay, what is an LMP car then? I don't know a ton about cars, man. I'm not sure if it works with no daylight setting. Fair. As I said, that's why we're testing. I am gonna throw away a ton of the stuff I'm holding on to, though, because I am holding way too much stuff. Yeah. There we go. Oh, that makes a lot more sense. Nice. Okay, yeah, let's get the clockwork bearing, mechanical bearing. Could do the windmill bearing, but once again, I don't think that one's quite the best of choices. And then grab the super glue. Grab some blocks. Creative motor. To clarify, I'm not trying to do this to, like, prove you wrong or anything. I'm genuinely curious now. Because, yeah, I never thought of if these would or wouldn't still work. I know grass is not a great block to try this with, so I'm gonna... That's how the clockwork bearing works, right? May or may not have forgotten to glue it. Okay, I don't think the clockwork bearing is gonna work. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It would have been nice though, I have to agree. I might have to use that again if I ever am trying to get something to work and I keep the daylight cycle going. One is set to minute hand, another one is hour hand. There. Yeah, as I said, I have not used them too much. I think I made like one test clock with one once when I started playing with Create, and then never again. More of a Cuckoo Clock fan personally. Cuckoo Clock, my goat. But yeah, that was a good idea. Thank you for mentioning it. Let's go ahead and get some limestone stairs if they have any. There they are. And then, yeah, I think I'm going to just do a simple option of pushing the whatchamacallit, pushing the pressure plate out of existence. Still not sure how the windmill bearing works well underground. Windmills don't need actual real world physics, man. Windmill bearings are resilient creations for sure. But yeah, let's get a normal piston. Okay, so by all means, that didn't work. Okay. Cool. Why? Huh. Can deep slate not be pushed by pistons? Or specifically these deep slate pillars? Particles won't get in your face. That is a wonderful idea. Okay, yeah, I think it was... Maybe it just doesn't want to break the pressure plate. Interesting. Good thing that's not my only idea. Okay, that doesn't complicate things too much, but it does complicate things a little bit. You just crashed it into a pole at 220 miles per hour. I don't think that's healthy. That's not supposed to happen, man. Okay, here's what we're gonna do instead. We're gonna use a normal limestone block here. And instead of destroying it... Copycat pressure plates can't be pushed. Yeah. I still could switch it to another one, but I think this is an easier option all around. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead, do this, do that. We'll place the pressure plate back. And then, all we need to do should be this. And then now, I shouldn't have to worry about resetting it either. Or like about it breaking itself. It's not quite ideal, obviously, but could be a whole lot worse. Let's get this back to its original placement. Spelling for mock is still pisses me off so bad. Fair. Works, I guess. Yeah, it's not perfect. I still could do the other method with a normal pressure plate, but now I'm committed, you know. Okay, there we go. For now, I'm gonna go ahead and get that set, but I'm gonna place that so I don't step on it again. Now, we are gonna have this fully it's not gonna be going fast enough where it needs to be fully open. Potentially, I could set up like a little parkour or something almost in here. Not parkour, but just like obstacles, I guess. Could be kind of interesting. I'm gonna come back to the idea for now. I'm not gonna do anything with that idea though. And then for this area, we're gonna make it 5 wide, including the walls. We're going to go ahead and grab the wand. Oh dang, that's not going to be going that far. It'll be going far enough, though. Okay, so... Conveyor time, exactly. It's not going to be that long of a conveyor, but... when it's going full speed, that doesn't change a ton. I guess I could continue the idea down here too, actually. But yeah, and then I just have to have some way for them to power this trapdoor, which won't be hard at all. And then, yeah, we should be, once again, done with the actual build itself. I am thinking, here's a little question for y'all. Do you think I should go as slow as possible on the room moving? So like this. Doesn't have to be long when the conveyor pushes you at 10 million speed. Exactly. Could not agree more. Or should we speed it up a little bit, have it go like 5 RPM? Enough where it's going to be, you know, not quite as fun, not quite as calm. Let's try... yeah, so looking like this. As slow as possible, as fast as possible, make it trippy, tiny speed, 256 RPM. I'm genuinely almost concerned to put it at 256 RPM because I've tried it before, and it's hard to escape. Like, I don't want to get stuck in here, you know? But I'm gonna try a little bit higher RPM and let y'all see how wild it is. Go 256, let's test 256. Okay, wait, I'm gonna expand the area right here. There we go. It gives me a little more room to escape, and I guess I can just go that way as well. Okay, yeah. Right now we're testing 32, so this is another example for y'all. 256er, we riot. Okay. We're gonna go straight to it then. There's 256 for y'all. I just had an idea. Oh my god, I had an evil idea. Blending machine, washing machine, keep it like this. I have an idea though. As I said, I can add some little obstacles in here. And then because of Create Aeronautics, look what we have. Wait, where is it? The analog transmission. I can make it start at like 1 RPM, and then if they take a while in here to figure it out, it'll go up to 256. So it punishes them for being slow. What do y'all think of that? Personally, I'm a big fan of that idea. Yo, Phantom, how are you doing tonight? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to fully, like, pretty much I don't think I'll have to redesign it. I'm just gonna have to add a little bit more to it. Don't be slow, be fast, or you literally vomit. Exactly. It took me a second to fully get what you meant, but not in a bad way, or not in a way with anything wrong with what you said. But I am the slow one in this scenario, frankly. But yeah, let me see what kind of materials I'm gonna need for this. Voice acting when? That's a great question, man. Okay, so let's see. Please give me a Minecraft seed. Luminous, I think that you should just put escape room guy as the Minecraft seed. See what comes up. Okay, so the hard part with this idea that I'm realizing now is that I need to find a way to power, or to get different levels of power coming from this redstone link. Do y'all know if there is any kind of create item that lets you lower and raise a redstone power output? Because I feel like there should be. You know, for obstacles, drop physics assembled blocks. I'm pretty sure that would just kill my game. I can try, but that sounds terrifying. Many of them, but I forgot their names. That's so understandable. Okay, we're gonna look at some ponders then. Redstone accumulator. Let's look at this first. Okay, so this sounds like it's exactly what I'm looking for. Potato launcher should do the job. You know? When in doubt, potato launcher. But yeah, I'm gonna look at this again. This should be it, though. Okay, so yeah, I need to get this. That should be exactly what we need. Yeah! I'm hoping. Okay, now to remember how the analog transmission works. Sometimes aeronautics surprises me with when there's things that are exactly what you need. Exactly. I love aeronautics so much, it's great. Okay, so yeah, it looks like I just basically do this. I put a shaft right here. And then let's get a creative cogwheel. And let's make it start at 1. You gotta love the spooky cave noises in this game, you really do. I do think for maximum accuracy, to save 1 redstone power, I'm gonna do this. I'll just put transmissions in both. It's a bit of a waste, but it should work. Give me a Minecraft item and a time and the day. Ice and fire. Obsidian. Nighttime. Boom. Okay, so by all means, this should speed up. Let me get a linked controller. I suppose I could just put a button on, actually. Yeah, I'll just do that. I love Ice and Fire mod. I'm so glad. That's basically what I mean with the Dragons and Magic survival stream series option. I meant real life time. 2 a.m. I don't know. I need context for that. Or for, like, why I'm picking a time. Oh, I'm kind of dumb. I completely forgot that that is, Okay, I see the issue. And I see the solution as well. The goal is to speedrun getting a piece of hobby with that mod at 2 a.m. I see the issue. Wait, no, I don't. But yeah, no. I think the biggest issue here is just that it wasn't toggled, so it didn't stay on. But we got the powered toggle latch. I love that thing. I'm just waiting for this to cycle back around because I don't know. There's no real point to wait for it. Here, I'll leave it like that. And then yeah, so we're gonna have that one turned off, this one turned on. We're gonna have a block here, and the redstone accumulator here. We're gonna have it go for 2 seconds. And this should mean that it speeds up. If I've understood things correctly. Slowest wait ever? Exactly. I didn't give context because if I did, you would make me suffer. To be fair, with that combo, I don't think you'll suffer too much. Okay, it should start going faster. It's not really going faster. Never mind, I take back my prior statement. Oh. Why did that happen? That's confusing. What? Huh. Fascinating. I didn't know that was an option. Will this go off on its own, or will this just, stay on? Yeah, I am very confused. I thought that, I thought that would go a little differently. By all means, this should work. It just, yeah, once again, for some reason decided to give up. What if I start it at like 2? And then let's try again. I'm gonna put it at maybe like 15 ticks this time. So that should be a bit less than a second before it starts to speed up. Okay, yeah, why does it just give up? There's gotta be some reason for that. Oh! Wait. Is it possible that it just got to full speed? I know it can overstress, but that shouldn't really be happening with the creative motor. And also, this... I know this can handle full speed. I think it might just be that it got to full power, which should have an easy enough fix, if I understand correctly. Now, this might not be as easy as I think it is, but... I'm gonna go ahead and give a link controller back. Let's stop everything. Start this again. Because, yeah, when this is fully powered, it turns into a brake. At least when it's the one slowing down the other stuff, so maybe not when it's... That's my only idea. So yeah, I guess let's try and see. Okay, so something's not quite right with that. Check Discord. You make an amazing point, Chess. Yeah, I do not know how to fix this issue. Actually, let's stop everything. I have an idea. It's a simple idea. Those are always the best ideas. Okay, we're gonna have this go. We're gonna have this push into a block. We're gonna have... Let's go one more block, actually. Okay, so this should mean no matter what, it can't get to full power. If I'm understanding correctly. I will say I'm not a big fan of the fact that this just keeps power. Mildly annoying. But... This is gonna speed it up. And then... It's not stopping so far. Also, something interesting about Ice and Fire is doing Dragon Forge. Exactly, I love the Dragon Forge. I haven't played through the mod a ton, but I've always loved the Ice and Fire mod. Okay, let's give them 1 second between speed-ups. And let's start it at 4. And let's see how this looks from the inside. Okay, yeah, it gets faster fast. Dang. Okay, I'd say... Y'all think I should try to get it to max out at the full speed, or do you think this is good? And the Dragon Forge is the best weapons and armor in the mod. Makes it so balanced with how hard it is. Exactly, because at that point you've already had to kill the dragon at, what, tier 4 or 5? And get lucky enough to get an egg to tame one? Let's see. Max speed, most evil part of the escape room, this is good. Let me see what RPM this actually even is. I think that's a good way to, a good thing to check. It is a bit of a shame that I have to keep replacing the accumulator anytime I test it. Stage 4 and 5, and it must be a woman adult dragon? Yeah. And it's gotta be one of the ones that's in the little, like, cave that's really hard to find anyway. Even aside from actually killing it. Okay, so yeah, it goes... And let's see what it maxes out at. Only 64 RPM? Okay, we gotta fix that, man. That's like a crime. Okay, if I put it at 8, it goes to 128. Which makes it look like this, so I feel like 128 is still washing speed level, you know? Or washing machine level. Cause yeah, that's the point where you are able to just walk through it almost. So I think that's good. Because I'm also trying to think of what's not too crazy for when you're starting out. So let's take a look at 8 RPM. Yeah, I'd say this is enough to be challenging to get through some obstacles, but not painful. And then by the time you get here, you just gotta kinda climb out. And then the washing machine starts. You gonna wash your friends? They need it. Let's be real. Yo, someone 21, how are you doing tonight? Welcome to the stream. Yo, what is that? This is the washing machine room. Basically, what's gonna happen is, one person goes through a bunch of puzzles, they end up here, there's gonna be different obstacles, blocking their way, and they have to get into this door while it is moving like this. Let me see if I can... I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it back to the... Okay, there we go. What happens if you put water in the washing machine and turn it on? Is there soap in this mod pack? I have the not essential, the supplementaries mod, so yes, there is. Let's test both of those ideas real quick. First things first, gotta replace that. Is the soap edible? I don't think so. Hate to tell you. Or hate to break the news, I should say. Okay, so yeah. If I put water there... I'm risking breaking so much redstone with this, so I'm hoping this doesn't... Oh! Interesting. It's just chilling there. And now there's soap. That water has surpassed time itself. To be fair, with this much rotational force, it's understandable at that point, you know? Let's go ahead and replace this. Wait a second. Yeah, I really don't know why this just doesn't turn off. Can you eat the bubbles? I mean, you can blow them into a villager's face. That's really all I know. Yeah, let's see. What does... Yeah, I really wish I understood. Could that just be it? No. Yeah, I really don't know. It's quite odd. We need villager test subject in the washing machine. Okay, let's test a couple mobs, actually. Wait, where's spawn eggs? Trying to see if there's anything else that would be funny to see in the washing machine. Any of it pass get 100 emeralds? Oh, that one... I don't think that one's gonna pass. Dang, donkeys do not like spawning in this room. Okay, let's see how they do. You know, they're handling it surprisingly well, I must admit. I am noticing the villagers have escaped, and I think because of that they have to be disqualified. But yeah. The donkeys stayed where they belonged. Oh, except for one of them. Sheep, wash for sheep. Any villagers that live get to meet Yahoo. You know, it's fitting. Why that look like a hamster wheel with donkeys? That's a great question, it really does. Let me go ahead and plug that up. I don't care to kill them right now, but I don't want them getting into everything else. I should probably kill the donkeys, too. Actually, wait. We're civilized here. We have advanced past the use of just a sword. We have technology. All the other villagers with their pumped up golden carrots. That's a bad reference for a situation like that. Why can you put carrots in a potato cannon? You can put a whole lot more than carrots. I'm pretty sure you can put blaze cakes. And I think they deal the highest damage, if I remember right. You can put all sorts of stuff. But yeah, golden carrots are the highest damage normal item that you can put in. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and replace this one last time. This is gonna be the last test of this. Can you put a TNT into there? Okay, I'm not testing that one. That's enough testing at that point. I'm not risking blowing up this whole build. Peak cave sounds, exactly. Okay, yeah, I think I'll add some obstacles in here right now. I was gonna say I'll add them later, but I'm gonna be real, I don't think I'll come back later. Except maybe to remove this block. But yeah, what do y'all think I should add as obstacles? I have an idea. I think I need to go annoying with this. We're gonna go hot air envelopes, honey blocks. This feels evil. Like, I don't feel like this is a nice thing to do to people. I'm just gonna add a wall of honey back here, you know. Assemble some of them just for most annoyance. As I said, I don't feel like it would go well if I assemble them. I genuinely think something would probably bug out and just break the entire game. What if you superglue the entire world? With how optimized aeronautics is, I would not be surprised if it just was perfectly fine. Okay, I don't know if this is actually possible anymore, but we're gonna hope that, it is. For the sake of possibility, I kind of want to take away that last honey block, but I'm not gonna. Worst case scenario, if they get stuck, then I can be over here and just let them teleport. Feels evil to make obstacles? Exactly. I'm evil enough to make them spin at the speed of sound, but obstacles, especially honey and air balloons, complete other story. That's another level of evil. That's like that Wreck-It Ralph meme where he's like, "You are a bad guy, but you are not bad guy." Like, I just can't do that. Voice acting win. What a question. I don't really have an answer for that one, I'm gonna be real. You're a bad guy, yes, but not that bad guy. Exactly. Like, I don't think they'd want to be friends with me anymore after that if I added more honey blocks than this. Okay, yeah, let's do creative motor, shaft, belt. So yeah, there's just straight up no way to walk against her, there's no way to run. You kinda can get through like that. But yeah, you gotta kind of struggle to get through. Friend loss any percent speed run. Sounds about right. But yeah, I'm gonna finish decorating the wall back here. Let's see, put a belt in the first block of the tunnel. Oh, believe me, that's what I'm gonna do. Don't think we're already done. I feel like you need some factory rooms just for looks if this is a factory building. As I said, it's kind of more so meant to be, at least the building design is supposed to be more of like a, old Victorian era house. But there has been a lot of like factory based stuff. I am probably going to do another escape room at some point, depending on how this goes at least. Based around a factory, though. Because, yeah, this one was going to be based around a factory, but I just could not think of a design that I wanted to do. And, yeah. So, yeah, even if they if they sprint jump and somehow get through here, then they're gonna also need to get through here. That's gonna be torture. And then, the extra fun part is we're gonna do that. So, even if you sprint jump, you're not sprint jumping without a place to jump, that's for sure. Like, I don't think it's actually possible in the slightest. I ask the pain of trying to place the shafts the correct way. Exactly. It's so painful. This would be so easy for them to do if they crouch. Yeah, hopefully they figure that out. Otherwise they'll be here for a while. That's too evil. It's so funny, though. It's gonna make great content. And we're just gonna do that. And we're gonna put a button. Let's go with dark oak. And then how do I want to do this door? I think I'm gonna go simple with it. I've done enough little swinging doors I'm gonna do copycat iron door. It's literally impossible without crouching. It's perfect, frankly. Okay, yeah. I think this room is now finished. I'm gonna go ahead and break that. And now the last thing to do is quite simple, actually. I just need to go ahead and break the machines over here. So first up, let's close that door. That belt part, you know what you should do. What should I do? Could put some spikes. I don't feel like I really want them dying there, though. Like, I like the idea of them dying somewhere, but I kinda... It's gonna take them a while to figure that out, and I don't want to have them die like 15 times. Okay, I don't know if I can be that evil. That might be a bit too much at that point, Chess. I think I need to report you for being an evil mastermind for that idea. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna go ahead, switch a whole lot of these around. Okay, so they're gonna have a great time with this. So it doesn't put it at 0.1 volume. I feel like it's a solid idea, but still, I don't know if I can be that mean to him. Let's see. Would be almost cool if the last room has a bunch of machines and you allow them to destroy it all and find the exit. That would be kind of cool. The goal of this escape room is to lose friends. I sure hope not. Once again, I'm gonna be kind of nearby. I'll be able to help him if it's ever needed. Which, let's hope it's not needed. Let's hope they can figure it out. But, yeah. If it is needed, we'll figure it out. Now, though, we're gonna get a lectern, and we're gonna get a book and quill, and I'm gonna write a little book here for them to basically say, like, hey, these machines, they got messed around, or they got messed up. Someone's gotta put them back. These machines suck, help me fix them. That's a better idea. You gotta have Vatimu in there, you gotta make fun of it. Okay, so there we got that. And then I'm gonna go through here. This one I think also counts for that. Oh no. I forgot to not step on the pressure plate! Well, we know it works at least. Let me go ahead and do that real quick. That's why you don't trust Temu for create. Exactly. You need higher quality ingredients. You know, better ingredients, better pizza. Okay, do I still have the linked controller? Yeah, I do. That was very much so not on purpose. Okay, we're gonna put this there. For now, we're gonna put that there. Gonna put that there. This here. Switch it to 1 second. I saw a laptop being sold on Temu for 99 cents. It's probably just like a picture of a laptop and nothing else. Not even high quality paper. Okay, let's get another book and quill. That is an amazing idea for the washing machine one. But yeah, I'm gonna do this one first just so I have this done with, and don't have to come back through here again. That's the issue, like, I'm testing all this, but I am making it so, like, annoying to go through that I don't want to go through it again to check things. One second. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go for that. And this factory has horrible machines. They rely on us to fix it. I really just need to do a full factory-based one where everything's from Temu. I'm kind of tempted to try to add a delay until it starts spinning this room. But that also would be a bit of a pain to do, and I don't really care to, if I'm being honest. So I don't think I'm gonna. I think they're just gonna have to suffer. I will say, I think I'm gonna put the... lectern for this room over here. Because if it's inside, then they're not gonna have time to read it. POV, the create nerd, math is easy? What? I had math homework, it was quite easy. Oh, nice! Congrats! But yeah, I think... Oh yeah, I completely forgot to do, effect clear. Okay, so with the light on, this room's perfectly lit. I need to light up the washing machine. Let's do frog light. And then we're gonna put one light bulb right in the middle of this room. What version you on? For this mod pack? We make frog lights with frogs? What? I'm so confused. Okay, so yeah, that door's all set and ready. This area's all set and ready. Yes, this mod pack. This mod pack is in 1.21.1. Yeah, I really hope they try to, sprint jump this at first. Okay, I'm gonna go sleep. Can't wait to play this. See ya. Sounds good. Thank you so much for joining, Chess. Have a great rest of your night. I'm probably gonna end the stream pretty soon as well. So yeah. I should probably make that a... I should probably make that a lever. Or a, something. I'm not quite... Ideally, I would add the, powered toggle latch, but I don't think that's the play. I think I might just have to do a lever. Because, yeah, I don't really have space. Can I do this, though? Because that's pretty cool. if they don't figure out crouch fair cooked. I really hope they do. If not, then once again I can help them, but that's gonna be really funny. Do we think they're gonna be smart enough to figure out that this is a lever? Or should I just do a normal lever? Actually, I think what it boils down to is, how does it look? Because a normal lever just looks so bad here. This looks quite nice. I think I'm gonna do it. If they, whether or not they figure it out, that's up to them. You know? If they're gonna skill issue it. Make a sign with glowing text saying this is a lever. That is a good idea. I think I need to leave it to them to figure it out. Just because it also would be really funny in the video for them to not know it's a lever. And to be like, how do I get out? How do I get out? And then to just be like, the lever. It's right there. But yeah, I think all the lights should be turned off. That's... let's keep that light off as well. And yeah, I think all the lights are off. Everything should be set. Imagine you as their guy just saying, what are you talking about? Don't you see the lever? That is gonna be funny. Maybe I'll stream the whole situation while also recording it to make the video. Because on the one hand, that would be better for engagement, but it would be so much funnier if the first thing that viewers saw was the edited, like, only the best moments video. I don't know, I'm gonna think on it, because that's an important decision, you know? But yeah, this build, mechanically, I am happy with it now. It's fully done. I am done adding things to it mechanically. All that is left now is going to be, decoration. So yeah, well, I know I said that last time, but I actually am happy with it this time. And I think that'll stay the case, hopefully. And yeah, next stream, we're going to be adding windows that are decorative. Probably not going to actually give much light or any sort of view on the inside. We're going to be adding different kinds of bricks. So, like, for example, these are just the long umber bricks. We also have cracked, we have corners, we have short bricks, we have normal, we have mossy. I'm going to be doing a ton of decoration with that. I'm going to decorate the roof a bit more, maybe give it a bit of an overhang, because I don't really like this shape, if I'm being honest. It works, it's just missing something. And I've been thinking this whole time, like, after I add the windows and other, like, vines and foliage and all that around it, it'll be a bit better. But I do want to kind of add, idea to make an old style manor. Also a very good idea. Maybe the bricks mossy. Yeah, because as I said, that's why I didn't build this as an old factory, because I just really couldn't think of how to build it. But houses are a different story. Like, I can build a house generally, I can't build a factory. So yeah. As I was saying, next stream, we're going to be adding a bunch of, like, leaves just kind of put around. We're going to be terraforming a bunch. Making the exit. We're going to be making, like, a little cave right here that kind of comes out. Little waterfall coming out. It's going to be great. If all that will be done in one stream, not sure yet. We're going to see what time will hold for us. But definitely hope to see you all next time, because it's going to be a good one. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Once again, hope to see you all again next time I stream. Let's see. Will you try the destroy everything idea for exit? I definitely can, yeah. Because this is the exit right now. It's just a door that kind of will open normally. Nothing too special. But in the little cave idea I just was mentioning, I could have a bunch of, like, gears and stuff like that that you have to break to get out fully. If so, that'll be part of the decoration idea next time. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I see that Dragons and Magic has currently won the poll. Love to see it. And, after I finish with this, I might start making a mod pack for that, if I can think of some good mods for it. Anyway, thank you all again for watching. Till next time, everyone, and goodbye.